Hey healers, hey, welcome back to my channel. So I have some ancestral energy healing messages for the collective coming through, and take what resonates, leave what doesn't. The first one has to do with grief held in the body. Deep, deep, deep grief, soaking in deep, deep grief for generations. So as a result, it's almost like the inner fire can't ignite because it's just soaking in water. And so the visual I got is like wringing out a towel and like continually wringing this towel out. And the towel is being wrung out into a well. So it's imagery that speaks of taking that grief and filling up your cup with it, wringing out all that moisture, that dampness, that wetness that's just basically like standing, stagnating water at this point, and using it to fill up a wellspring that can be used for later. That's a reservoir of deep, primal, untapped emotion that is fuel for alchemy, and it's there. And so, as this grief is getting wrung out, the body is getting lighter, the vessel and the being is getting lighter, and the reservoir is getting more full. The cup is getting more full. The capacity is increasing. There's more. There's more to work with. So, this is a good sign. And the message is to just keep bringing out that towel, that inner core that's been too bogged down by grief and memories to be able to move forward. Now, it's getting lighter and lighter and lighter as you wring out that towel and you fill up your reservoir with it. It's getting lighter and lighter and lighter, so there's more room to move. And because you've already been moving with such a heavy load on you, you're strong. That means that you can carry a lot of responsibilities that you didn't have the strength to carry before. So that's the first message. And the second message: reclaiming sovereignty is nervous system regulation. The reason why people's nervous systems are dysregulated is because they're operating in extractive, exploitative systems in which either they are responsible for extracting and exploiting others or being some type of middleman to that, or they're being extracted and exploited. And the anxiety that comes from tap dancing around all these loopholes to try to avoid that. But there's a new paradigm that's emerging on Earth. It's the Dragon Sophia wealth consciousness. That's primal womb wealth that's been hijacked by all these different, evil beings hell bent on world domination. They don't want us to have shit. So we're all reclaiming our wombs as we speak every single day. Every woman is doing this. There is a war on womanhood. There is a war on wombs. It's no shade, no tea, no shade to anyone else. When there's a certain way of seeing the world that fundamentally requires people to deny their own humanity and the humanity of others, that is a forced worldview imposed upon people where they know deep down, um, and just at the surface, that there's things that they're not entitled to if they don't uphold the structures of that status quo. So they'll do it just to have that material peace of mind or comfort, getting a better deal. They don't mind if somebody else had to slave in a sweatshop or take the loss, as long as they can come out on top. So we're just seeing that that's not working for people anymore, and that's why everybody's so dysregulated, and the people that are regulating their nervous systems are the ones that are having sovereignty, regardless of, it's not about going off grid or like whatever. It's not about, it's about your own self sovereignty, regulation within the self, and being able to hold yourself through whatever comes up. And again, like going back to the previous message where you've been through so much that now it's almost like it's just easy to hold insane levels of responsibility, like CEO status, managerial status. There's opportunities coming that are very, very high, upper echelon opportunities that for this collective you didn't have access to before, but you've gone through certain initiations and trials, and you've shown and proved what that you have what it takes to hold these responsibilities. So now you're being invited into them, and it's like sort of like a seamless transition, like just like riding on a rainbow, riding on a rainbow wave. So that is your sovereignty, like be able to breathe and hold it all in all the in-betweens. And then our third message, this is confirmation for people that if you might think you're crazy, or people might try to make it seem like you're crazy or you're paranoid or you just have trust issues that are unfounded. If you are somebody who has a sneaking suspicion that people are trying to take what's yours and they're trying to like just piggyback off of your success or get in good with you so that you'll take them where you're going, or get close enough to where they can divert some of what's yours to go to them, even just like their judgments and assumptions, thinking that you don't know what to do with the gifts that you've been given and that they should have them more than you do. So because of that, they're more entitled to the fruits of your labors than you are, which, without realizing that how rife their judgments are with their own projections of their inner shadow wounds. So this is a collective who, yes, you really do have people who want to take you down. They want to see you fail. They like it's like people always say, "Oh, don't worry about them. Don't think about them. Don't give them energy. Don't fixate on them." This is not that. This is, yes, it's true. You're not crazy. It doesn't matter if other people think you're full of yourself or stuck up, or you just think you're better than other people. But there's literally people that will like they want to sweep you out of your house. They want to sweep you off of your destiny. They want to bump elbows with you in Destiny Swap. They want to take what's yours badly, and they'll do anything to be able to try to do that. Up to like sophisticated psychological warfare of all kinds, and spiritual warfare as well. So this is just so we know. I know. I see it too. You're not crazy. I don't know what I don't know what to tell you. You are a person who has a joyful destiny. You have much beauty in your aura. Like you have wealth and abundance all around you that's just coming from inside of you. Like the well is starting to clear. The water is starting to run clear. It's been very cloudy and very muddy because people have been in there muddling it up. It's like every time you got somewhere with what you were doing, people came through and fucked it up every time. And now you've seen the patterns and you've realized, oh, I was gullible, I was naive, I was too trusting, I was too responsive to people needing help. Like you saw your triggers and you're aware now that they won't happen again because you didn't have awareness. How do you solve a problem that you're completely unconscious to? You can't. This is one of the benefits of coaching, is like you can have somebody reflect to you who's really seeing you and paying attention to you and there to reflect you to you for your highest good. So for some of y'all, you've just been gaslit so much that you started gaslighting yourself to think like, no, that's not really true. People aren't really trying to do me like that, or that's, they, blah blah blah. No, it's not like that. It may have been like that in the past. Also, there may have been something going on where you were on each other's levels, but there's something major that has shifted in the past 3 years, and you're not anymore because you're not the same person. So there's a lot of people that have preconceived ideas of you based on a past version of you where you were literally not yourself. You were running mainframe programs of a personality that wasn't you. And only now, throughout this process, have you unmasked enough to truly show your real inner self and your real face to the world. And so as a result, people are feeling even more mad because they're seeing even more beauty behind the mask, behind the glamour than they saw before. And all of that, it doesn't matter. On the flip side, there's people that love you so much they go insane for you. And those are actually the people that you gotta be more worried about. There is boundaries indicated for people that are in this collective that are getting into a higher level of spiritual celebrity. Like there's something happening. It's like the separating the wheat from the chaff, basically. Well, there's like a huge group of people, like a huge wave of spiritual guides and spiritual influencers, even micro influencers, that you might have a following of like 500, but you're influential on a micro level. You cannot discount your influence. Like that's still 500 people. Imagine an auditorium full of 500 people speaking to an auditorium of 500 people. Like, yeah, not everybody is going to be paying attention, but that's going to be some powerful impact that you have the potential to make if you grab their attention and you offer them value. So, what's been happening for a lot of people that came through that pipeline is they got milked for their gifts and they suffered from burnout and neglect because they neglected themselves because grooming, self sacrifice, grooming of self sacrifice in families and cultures that are communal based, that rely on martyrdom and that rely on a subjugation of the personal self for the collective self. So some of y'all have had like scapegoating happen in your family. You have destiny swapping happen in your family, and it just created these templates where it was a repeating pattern out in everyday life, where people have done you dirty in business, in love, and friendship, and going through the cycle of cutting everybody off, going into hermit phase, now coming back out on the other side of it, making your choices, your sovereign and deliberate decisions with who you engage with and who you spend your time with. This is the message, healers. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, say mashallah, tell a friend, and stay tuned. Peace, masalama.